For those of you that say, listen, my credit hasn't been established for way too long, this is what you do. Everybody goes online, they tell you, oh, just get an authorized user and pay this and pay that, right? Authorized user is basically not your credit, right? What if I told you that you can use your rent and backdate it and start getting that age now? First one, you can go to BoomPay. You sign up for BoomPay, you can let them know exactly what your rent is. They'll look at your account, you add your bank account in there. You can backdate it 5 years now. Why are these people suffering from their student loan debts, right? So a lot of these people went to college so they can help out the world. They can change lives. But a lot of these people cannot do what they got to do because they're struggling because student loans are federal. You can't run away from it. And then also, if you're not taking care of your student loan, they can even take your money from your taxes. Ain't that crazy? Okay, so this is how you avoid that, right? So you can go to
Famous and Wealthy Podcast, man. Today we got my boy Jmapie. They say the biggest. And we got my boy Prince Ali, man. But Jmapie, why they call you the biggest?
I'm the biggest funder. When you come around me, you think bigger.
Okay.
The people around me become bigger. You know, this life is big.
Okay, and what about you, my boy?
I mean, I'm Prince Ali, man. I'm originally from New York, you know what I'm saying? I've been in this industry for about 5 years, been changing hundreds of lives, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's all about impacting as many people as possible and giving our people the information that they need because they left us out, man. They ain't teach us all this stuff in school, man. So you know what I'm saying? Now we're here. We got to give it to our people, man.
Yeah, so
time to level up.
Break down a little bit about what do both of y'all do for the people who watching.
So what I do is I run a funding company, right? So I have a team of 14, and what we do is we assist people in pretty much building out their business profile and helping them get funded. But before we go over to the funding company, we pretty much have to make sure the foundation is right, which is your credit report. A lot of people don't understand. They walking around with a 700 credit score, but what you're walking around with is, let's just say $250,000 that you're not even accounting for. You're not grabbing.
Right.
See, here's the thing, right? What I've seen is Elon Musk, he leveraged credit. You know, Damon John, he leveraged credit, right? All of these guys, even the CEO from Jersey Mike's, he leveraged credit. Why are we not leveraging credit as a people? We're coming from behind. Right. So what we want to do is get to the front of the line. We want to skip the line. So you ever been to Six Flags?
Yeah, I've been there.
So, you know, in the summertime, it's hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get the free refill drink, but you online. If you get off that line to go and get that free refill drink, guess what? You got to get back to the back of the line. What we do is we teach you, we give you the flash pass. We help you skip the line. We help you skip the line so you can get on that ride and walk past everybody because you know it. You understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what we doing is, man, I'm over here in the credit industry. I'm teaching people how to clean up their credit, how to build their credit the right way because what happens is, like I said, it's not something they teach us in school, right? So a lot of people don't know that they're able to leverage their personal credit to then maximize on the business side, right? Everybody talks about business funding, but nobody talks about the personal side, right?
Yeah.
They don't tell you the type of accounts that you need on your credit profile, right? They don't tell you that you need at least five accounts on your profile. They don't tell you that they don't tell you where you can go get them at, right? So since I'm on we're in a Bandman podcast, we're gonna go crazy. We gotta drop the sauce, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you guys can do, right? If you need a credit card and you're like, damn, I need a high limit credit card. Where can I go? Listen, the first place you can go right now is nobody talks about this. First Tech Credit Union. So you go to First Tech Credit Union. Why? Because they're going to give you the bag. First Tech Credit Union is a credit union. And also, credit unions are not like the regional banks. So the regional banks, the thing about them is they can be stingy, right? Credit unions are going to give you the bag. So you go to First Tech. You log into the website. Once you get into the website, is a card called a Choice Rewards credit card. You sign up for the Choice Rewards. What's going to happen is they're going to tell you to add your bank account on there.
Wow.
They're going to tell you to add your bank account. Make sure you add the bank account that has the most transactions. Because once you do that, they're going to give you a limit based on that. Most credit card companies are just going to give you a limit based on your score, but they're going to give you a limit based on your cash transactions. So what happens is, like he said, the flash pass, it helps you skip the line. Right. So now when it's time for you to go get some funding and things like that, or apply for another credit card, First Tech already gave you a credit card with $20,000 limit. Now you can go apply for another credit union, which is 4Leaf. So at 4Leaf, man, if somebody already has a $20,000 credit card, right? What do you think the next company is going to give you if you already got a $20,000 credit card?
$20,000.
Exactly, right? They're going to give you that comparable credit. So now you already got 2 accounts now. So now you say you need 5 accounts, right? You can go apply for, let's just say a Credit Strong. You get Credit Strong on your profile. You can do a $20 a month payment plan for 6 to 12 months. Don't rush to pay that off because credit is all about showing lenders that you can pay things over time. So now you get that account on your profile. You got 3 now. Remember I said you need 5, right?
Yeah.
Now you can say, you know what? I'm paying my rent every single month. How about I get my rent reported on my credit, right?
Yep.
You can go now. They got a credit card that just came out last month, so nobody talking about this. Last month they came out with a bill credit card. So the bill credit card, you can now use that to pay off your rent.
Oh, wow.
That's what I said, right? To pay your rent. Because most of the time when you're trying to pay your rent now, they'll tell you that you need to have, it's charged like 3%. So if your rent is $3K, they'll charge you $300 to pay your rent. So now the bill credit card allows you to pay your rent without getting those charges and also allows you to build points. So that's the bill credit card. I gave you 4 accounts. I'm going to give you one more, right? So now you can, I mean, come on, man. Look where we at, man.
We on the Bandman
We got to
Kevo
drop
podcast,
the game, right?
It.
So now you can go and for the 5th credit card, because remember, I already gave you all these other credit cards. You can go and you can apply for a pre-approval with Chase or even Capital One. The pre-approval is not going to hurt your score. So now because you got 2 20K credit cards now, you go apply for that. Now they're going to give you a comparable limit. They give you a high limit on that. Now you set up and you're ready for funding. Your profile is where it needs to be. All you got to do is make sure you're paying these things on time, man. And you're off to the races.
Wow.
And then here's the thing, right, Kevo?
Yeah.
So now we got the foundation right. Credit is right. We got comparable credit. Because here's the thing. The gurus, what they tell you online is if you have a 700 credit score, we can get you funded. No, it's so many other factors. Comparable credit, how your business is properly structured. So now once we have everything set up, next thing we're going to do is we're going back to the banks, right? This time we're going to establish a relationship with them. What's the best way to establish a relationship with a bank? By making deposits, open up an account, deposit account. See, the average person, what they're going to do is when they want a credit card, they're going to drop $2,000, $3,000 in the account. Now, we want to show the banks that we here to stay and not here to play. What we want to do is we want to break down what we will put in there. So if it's $2,000, we want to break it down 500, 500, 500 because it shows consistency. And what happens is you're tricking the algorithm, right? So once we have that, let's just say, for instance, we go to Chase. We go for the Chase Inc. cash card, right? We get $50,000 from Chase Inc. Now, what happened is the average person tell you, yeah, it's 12 months, 0% interest. But here's the thing. We can go to 24 months, Kevo. Let me break it down. So let's just say when we get that Chase Inc. cash, right? We spending it, we running the plays, right? Because obviously when we get this funded, we want to make sure we running the plays. After we get the $50,000, what we can do is after the year's up, when we're at the end of our introductory period, we can go for the Chase Inc. Unlimited card. But now we can combine those cards and make them one, and your 0% interest period starts over.
Oh, my God.
So now you got 24 months, but we're not done yet. So what we'll do after that is we want to go to Elon Financial Banks. Why? Because Elon Financial Banks, you don't necessarily need a relationship to us to get funded by them. Right? So let's just say, and I'm going to give you some Elon Financial Banks, U.S. Bank, Ameris Bank. Here's the beautiful thing. If your foundation is not right, you can go to Elon Financial Bank, right? You can go to Elon Financial Bank and get a credit card 21 months on the personal side, 0% interest. Almost 2 years. What would you do if you had 21 months to run a play?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's nuts, right?
21
So
months is
let
crazy.
me break that down. So 21 months on the personal side. So that's how we build up our foundation. Now, when we go to the business, we got 18 months. But here's the thing. When the 18 months run up, there's other products we can go for. And then also, too, U.S. Bank is the best with balance transfers.
Ooh.
So now we can transfer that money over to pay off any card if we're coming up at the end of a 0% interest period. So people always tell you for 12 to 18 months. Nah, it could be for a lifetime if you know how to work it. There's over 400 banks with 0% interest funding. But what happens is we don't know that because we're not educating ourselves, right? And this is the things that we're going to be teaching in the 5-day. But to get back to that was a side note.
So you don't get caught holding the bag, right?
Yeah,
you don't get caught holding the bag.
So
get
y'all
caught
got
holding
a
the bag.
5-day coming up that y'all gonna be breaking down way more sauce.
Way more sauce.
Way
So
more sauce.
Listen, but before we do that, we're going to sauce them up here.
Okay,
And then what
okay.
they're going to say is, damn, they gave us all of this. Imagine what they're going to give us on the 5-day.
5-day.
Oh, my God. We can't
yeah.
put
We're gonna
everything
sauce
on
them
here.
up.
Exactly, I get it.
So
Okay.
here's the thing, too, I see, Kevo, is a lot of people, what they do is they're looking for funding, right? I'm in Minnesota, but I'm looking for funding in New York, New Jersey, right? I'm looking down in Florida. Why are we not looking in our backyards? Right? So here's the thing. I want you guys to take notes. You can go to bankbranchlocator.com. At the top right-hand corner, you can put your zip code in. It will show you every single bank in your backyard. Some of the banks that we walking by with our kids, picking our kids up from school, is giving out the bag, and we don't know it. It's in our backyard. We walking right by.
Right.
So now you go to Bank Branch Locator. Now you have a long list of banks in the backyard. What you want to do is get up and just go to the bank. Go meet somebody. Go meet a relationship manager. Why do we want relationship managers? We want relationship managers because if you apply online like the masses, guess what happens? you're going to get a master's approval. You're going to get a generic approval, 5 to 15K. But if you go and meet a relationship manager, you can request a DocuSign and request the amount of money you want.
Whoa, never knew that.
You know what I'm saying? You can request the amount of money you want. So
game.
you want to go in your backyard and run the plays.
Yeah.
And what happens is we're looking in New York, Florida, Alabama. Nah, go to your backyard. Go to those local banks. Get to know them. Sit down. See, the average thing, what happens is, Kevo, our clients, a lot of people, right, they walk into the banks and they like, yo, what do I qualify for? Nah, our clients, our students, they're walking into the banks like, yo, what promotions do you have? I got $400,000 right now in American Express. If I bring that money over to you right now, what promotions can you give me? Because what happens is we're all being used here. We're using the banks are using us. Because when we make that deposit into the account, guess what happens, Kevo? They're going to leverage that money towards mortgages, auto loans, let's just say so many other things, right? They're going to leverage our money. Even though our money is physically there, we don't see it because they're leveraging it. And the banks are going to launder the money and move it around, right? So we want to make sure we're running the plays as well. So it's establishing those relationships with those banks. And that was just 2 banks, right? Because you got Truist. Those are regional banks. 0% interest, 12 months. Bank of America, 0% interest, 6 months. But again, the period never ends because we can constantly run the plays over and over.
Yo, can I talk to them about? Can I talk? Hold on, Can I talk to them about? Because the people sometimes you got people that say, you know what, but I don't have a lot of credit age though. My credit hasn't been established for way too long.
What you got for that? What you got for that?
So this is for those of you that say, listen, my credit hasn't been established for way too long. This is what you do. There's a thing called, first off, everybody goes online. They tell you, oh, just get an authorized user and pay this and pay that, right? But authorized user is basically not your credit, right?
Right.
It is cool. It's cute, right? It's cute. But what if I told you that you can use your rent and backdate it and start getting that age now? So first one, you can go to BoomPay. BoomPay. You sign up for BoomPay. You can you can let them know exactly what your rent is. They'll look at your account. You add your bank account in there. You can backdate it 5 years now. So now you got 5 years of age. What happens is age makes up 15% of your credit score.
Hold on, Ali. Because what happens is the gurus online, what they saying is rent reporters and rental karma. So you saying you could go to BoomPay?
Yeah, you can go to BoomPay. 5 years, you back that up, and you can get that on your report. So now you got 15% of that credit score, which makes up 82 points. Now you got that age now, right? And then what happens is you can go to rent reporters too as well. You can give rent reporters too as well. Yeah. So you get rent reporters, you can backdate that 2 years, right? Why not? So now you got 2 other trade lines, which is not authorized trade lines. Those are primary trade lines.
Primary.
And for those, primary. So that means those are your accounts.
Yes, sir.
Because what happens is when people's trying to go for lending, they go and they sign up for so many authorized user accounts. They get their mom, they get their brother, they get their sister, but the banks are lending to you. They're not lending. They want to know what you can do. They don't want to know what mom's can do because her credit is good. They don't want to know what your cousin could do because their credit is good. They want you to do your thing. But now, if you got those accounts, you say, you know what? You could add an authorized user. I'm not against it, but I'm gonna say that build your own profile up and backdate your own accounts. But then if you want an authorized user, you can do that, right? You can call your mom, you can call your cousin, you can get that on your profile. But you do want to make sure, because a lot of people are adding authorized user in their profile, but they do not know what kind of accounts that they need. So if you want somebody to add you as the authorized user, make sure that the credit card has a high limit. That's the first thing. Okay. Make sure that the credit cards are not maxed out. That's another thing, right? Because if it's maxed out, 30% of your credit score is made up of usage. So if they maxing out your credit card, guess what? You share that account with them. Right. It's on your profile, right? Then you got to make sure whatever card they add you on doesn't have any late payments. You got to make sure they're not struggling financially. It doesn't have any late payments. Because if they have a late payment, who got a late payment now? You. Exactly, right? So those are the things you guys want to look out for and make sure that card has a lot of age. Age is the most important thing. So now you get those accounts on your profile and you put that on your report. So now when you start to apply for other accounts, they start to help you out and they start to, your credit is boosted now because of those accounts. And then also now it makes your chance of succeeding and to get higher limits much higher now because banks don't want to deal with profiles that just started out. They don't like to deal with those. They want to know that you're true to this and you've been doing it for quite some time. So that's the way that you can speed up your age, and that's the way that you can maximize on your age for those of you that don't have enough age on your credit profile. I just gave y'all all the source that they're not teaching on the internet at all.
And I want to say this too, Kevo. You know what I'm saying? I want to say this, right? one thing he said was obviously how to add age. Because here's the thing. When we start to apply for cards, your credit age decreases. So that's why you want to go get Boom Pay. You want to go and get Rental Karma because it gives you 5 years, 2 years to keep your credit age at a respectable place. See, when you walk into the banks, they want to know, again, that you're true to this, you're not new to this, right? So they want to know, do you have 2 years or more of credit history? Have you been leveraging it for that amount of time? But here's the thing. We're scaring a lot of people, Ali, because what happened is we're saying apply, apply, apply. Some people are inquiry sensitive. Right. So we want to break down ways that they can go about not having to just get an inquiry. Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What you can do is you can go to google.com and you can type in credit card pre-approval. Chase has a credit card pre-approval. Capital One has a credit card pre-approval. Discover has a credit card pre-approval. So many other banks. But what we like to go is to credit unions, again, because those are nonprofit. Right. So they want to build a relationship with you. If you're a part of organizations, they want to build a relationship with you. Right. So now what we can do is we can go over to a Christian Community Credit Union. We can go over to a Wings Federal Credit Union and we can go and pre-approve. But here's the beautiful thing, Kevo, we can double dip. And let me break down double dip. Right. So what we can do is when we go and pre-qualify, they'll approve you for not one product, but 3. So now you'll get pre-approved for a credit card, an auto loan, and you'll get pre-approved for an installment loan. See what I'm saying? So now you're getting 3 products for the price of 1.
Wow.
So now we're not sitting here running everywhere just getting inquiries. So we want to pretty much break it down that way where we're strategic. We're not shooting darts in the dark. We want to know exactly where we're going, what's our goal, how to get to it as soon as possible. Because again, right, if you look at it, right, if you never been there before, you can't go there. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about it, if I'm driving on the highway, right, and I don't have GPS on it. I don't know where my destination is. I'm going to pull over a few times. What happened is I'm going to miss a few turns. I'm going to pull over and kick the wheel and be frustrated. But this is why you need a GPS. This is when we come in and we're the strategists and we help you get to your goals quicker. Because the problem is a lot of people, they say in order to go far, you got to run with someone. You know, in order to go fast, you run by yourself. But here's the thing. This is a marathon. This shit ain't a race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to pretty much break down, obviously, the foundation. Like, if you could go a little bit, elaborate, like, how people, because we're talking too much about credit cards and everything. How can people, right? How can people pretty much fix their credit report?
All right, so I'm gonna for those the do-it-yourself warriors, right? I'm gonna give y'all something super crazy right now, right? Nowadays, you gotta understand, right? We in a era, we're a technology era. AI is taking over, right? AI is completely taking over. What if I told you that to fix your own credit report, you can put your credit report through AI, ChatGPT, and get your full credit report from there, right? So this is what you guys do. I'm gonna give you guys actionable steps. Make sure y'all taking notes and make sure y'all taking action because information is on us, execution is on you guys, right? We can give you all the information in the world, but if you're not doing nothing about it, you're gonna still be in the same position, right?
48 hours.
So listen, right?
Run the play.
Within 48 hours, exactly.
Yeah, you got to run the play within 48 hours.
This is what you do. You can go get your credit report, right? You can go to Smart Credit. You can go to Experian. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. They'll give you a free credit report, so there's no excuse. Oh, but I got to pay for this. And it's not going to give you a hard inquiry. Let me tell you that right now. Because what people get scared of is checking their credit. Because they say, you know what, they're going to give me an inquiry. Or they may think that, you know what, I don't want to see what the hell is on my report. But guess what? If you're scared of it, you're never going to be able to do anything about it. Right. So you get your report because now we got ChatGPT. You copy and paste the whole report, y'all. And what you do is you copy it and put it in ChatGPT. And you tell ChatGPT, can you please create me some dispute letters so I can send to Experian, so I can send to Equifax, and I can send to TransUnion. So what happens is ChatGPT is going to cook up them dispute letters. You're going to say, listen, I need to get these items off my report. They're affecting my credit. Please make me 3 strong letters, right? This is my first round of disputes. ChatGPT is going to send out that letter. So once they send out that letter, what's going to happen is you're going to copy that, you're going to use that, you're going to put it in the letter, and you can send it out. So now ChatGPT is creating dispute letters for you, right? Then what you can do is you can also, now just say that you send out dispute letters, still stuff on there. I'm going to show you how to attack it many ways so you can get the most effective results, right? You can also go to the CFPB.com. The CFPB is a Consumer Financial Bureau Protection. Their job is to make sure that credit agencies is doing their job and they're being compliant. So now you can send out your disputes to the consumer agency and you can say, yo, listen, I'm sending out my disputes and I'm trying to get these items on my credit report and these items are affecting my report. I've sent out a dispute last month and it's still on there. And also what you can do when you send out the letters, you can backdate it. A lot of people don't know that, right? Because they got 30 days to respond. So instead of you putting today's date, you can backdate that letter 30 days, right? Or even 15 days. So what happens, it puts them in a position where it shows them that they got to do what they got to do. If not, they're out of compliance. So for them to start giving you results is much more effective because they're out of compliance now, right? So then also, I just showed you 2 ways. You send it to the CFPB. It's completely free to sign up. You can also leverage the Attorney General office. Every one state has an Attorney General, y'all. The Attorney General job is to make sure that companies are not taking advantage of the consumers and the people that live in that state. So when you send a letter to the Attorney General's office, you say, hey, I'm in California, and this company here is taking advantage of me. That happened to me. It's crazy, right? Because they help you so much that even happened to me. I lost my Facebook, right? I sent a letter through the consumer agency to Facebook. Facebook is a big company, but nobody's above the law. The consumer agency got at Facebook and got me my account back, right?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. They there to protect us as consumers.
Damn, that's
so
free
now,
game.
listen, Bandman, I'm going to give you the 4th one, right? Because we on your show. There's no gatekeeping.
Yeah.
The 4th one, y'all, is the BBB. You can go to the Better Business Bureau, y'all, and send out your same dispute that you sent through from ChatGPT and you sent to CFPB. You can send it through the BBB, and you can send it directly to the BBB, and you could put all of the bureau's name and everything, and you can have it sent out to there. So you done sent your dispute 4 different ways, y'all. So things are definitely going to land. They're going to fall off, and your results are going to be crazy. So, guys, that's something that you guys can all do. I just gave y'all 4 different ways, and y'all learning from somebody that's been doing this for over 5 years. I done helped 1,000 people clean up their credit report. I done help people get into homes. We done help people get into cars. We done help people get hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding. So you're learning from somebody that does this in the real time. I actually do this as a business and not a hustle. So if y'all get this information from me, y'all just got to make sure that y'all execute, and I'll show you that these things will come off your profile, and now you'll be able to level up, because how can you level up if your credit is not where it needs to be, right? Yeah. You need to even to get your lady of your dreams and the lady that you want, you got to have good credit nowadays, right?
For sure.
Even to get into a home that you want, you got to have good credit, right?
Dream house.
Anything.
You need it.
Anything.
Listen. So here's the thing too, right? Because what happened is we're leaving out people who don't have anything negative on their report. But what happened is they have high usage, and that's why they have bad credit.
Yeah, what do you do with them, Jay? Those guys are maxed out. That's like struggling, and their credit cards is so high, and then now they 30% of their credit score is usage. So they're paying every single month monthly payments, but most of that money is going towards the interest and not even the balance. So they're damn, why the hell my balance not going up? What do they do?
So listen, I want to break something down for you guys, right? So obviously, again, what he said is 30% of your credit score consists of credit card usage. Credit card usage, revolving accounts, right? What we can do is we can go and get an installment account. So we can go and get a personal loan. We can go to banks like SoFi, Upstart, Upgrade, right? We can go over to Lightstream. And what we can do is get a loan. Once we get that loan, here's the thing. If you're not in the 0% interest period, you're 22 to 30% in credit cards.
All right.
So when you pay the minimum balance, you're just paying interest. So it's like you're a hamster on the wheel. You're stuck. If you ever go on the app and you look, right, and when how long is it going to take me to pay off this card if I put this amount? It's going to be 20 years. 20 years. So if we go and go get an installment loan, right, to pay off that credit card, guess what? Our credit score is going to go up. Why? Because installment loans don't reflect as credit card usage. So here, I want to give you a play, because we on the Bandman Kevo podcast. We ain't
JJ, no gatekeeping.
Right? We here.
So,
So look, I want to bust it down
Where can
for y'all.
they go?
So here's the thing. You guys can go a simple place, and we all got it. We can go to Credit Karma. We can go to Credit Karma, and what we're going to do is we can hover over the Loans tab. Now, keep in mind, they're going to ask for 2 things, your yearly income and then your rent. Keep in mind, if your rent is 30% of your yearly income, you're not going to be approved for a loan. Think like the banks. They know you have other life expenses, right? So what we do is it's going to be a tab, and it's going to say from 0 to 50,000. You can hover that tab up and down, up and down. Now, if you get outstanding approvals, guess what? These are all pre-qualification. If you get outstanding approvals, that's cool. You may be approved. But if you get Credit Karma guaranteed, do the money dance. Why? Because it's going to be purple too. Do the money dance. And why, right? And I'm going to break it down. Because Credit Karma was sued. They were sued for giving false pre-approvals. So if you get the Credit Karma guaranteed and you're not approved, they have to pay you. Now, what billion-dollar company want to pay you?
Right.
See what I'm saying? What billion-dollar company want to pay you?
My God.
They don't want to pay nobody. So here's the thing. As soon as you have that Credit Karma guarantee, you want to be able to, you want to hover over that and go apply for that loan. Now, if you're not approved, you can go back to Credit Karma and they have to pay you directly. You know what I'm saying? So this is the things that they don't teach us in school. Right. See, like my man Ali always say, when we go to school, they teaching us Pythagorean theorem, R squared, B squared. You know what I'm saying? Pi. These are the things we don't use in life.
I ain't never
One
heard
thing
that
we
shit.
do use is credit, right? Credit gives you leverage. It gives you freedom. This is how you take your life to the next level.
No cap.
Right? Yeah. So here's the thing. 7 out of 10 people in America have bad credit. And we need credit. Like he said, you can't even have the woman of your dreams without good credit. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. When she want that dream house, when she want that dream wedding, guess what? It requires credit.
It does.
So we want to build up that foundation. But I want to kind of love on other people, right? Because we got service workers, right? And I want Ali to break this down because he got some sauce on this. You know what I'm saying? If you could bust that down if you can. That's crazy.
So listen, right? It's crazy that we got our public service workers, right? But our public service workers are drowning, man. A lot of them are drowning, man, because they got student loan debts. And they student loan debts, especially at a time right now, a lot of people's student loan debts are late.
So look, for people that don't know what a public service worker is, break that down.
So a public service worker is, just say if you were a cop, you were military, or you're a doctor, you're a fighter, right? And you're working for the public. Just during COVID, these are the people that had to be out there servicing.
Okay.
While we was indoors, they had to work, because if they stop working, everything stops, right?
Exactly.
People start dying. You can't do nothing, right?
Yeah.
So why are these people suffering from their student loan debts, right? So a lot of these people went to college so they can help out the world. They can change lives. But a lot of these people cannot do what they got to do because they're struggling. Late payments and drop their school loans from they drop from 800 to 500 credit score.
Hold on, Ali.
Because
imagine a firefighter going into a house that's on fire, right? But you're back in everything. Your life is not right. It's like you can't perform your best to go and save that person's life because you're back in not right. Your credit not right. You're not living in the house you want. You stressed. You don't have money. But you got to go in and save that person's life. You got to climb into a building and pull them out of fire. See, what he do is he save people lives, and he gonna break it down because here's the thing: if the back end is right, you can run into that building knowing you good. Your family's straight for the rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So break that down.
So let me tell you exactly what they can do, right? So for those of you that's public service workers, or even just have student loans in general, right? This works for everyone, right? What you can do is, because student loans are federal, you can't run away from it. If you're trying to get a mortgage, most of the time they're going to use an FHA loan. They're going to check your profile. That's all federal. They all tied together. And then also, if you're not taking care of your student loan, they can even take your money from your taxes. Ain't that crazy? Imagine you done worked your whole year. Now it's time for you to get taxes. You done had a big plan. You say, you know what? When I get my tax refund, I'm going to go do this. And then the feds just took your money, right, to pay off your student loans. Now you sick, right? So this is how you avoid that, right? So you can go to the federal student loan website.com. You can log in. Everybody has an account. If you don't have an account, you can put forgot password. Everybody should have an account or create one. When you get in there, it's going to tell you exactly what your student loans are. Now you call up the company. You say, listen, my student loans I need my student loans to be deferred, right? Because what happens if you have late payments right now, you can defer your student loans, right? But then also the people that's suffering with late payments at the very moment, you call them and you say, you know what? I need you to do a retroactive forbearance or even defer my student loans. And they're going to defer it for you. They're going to give you a form to fill out. And when you fill out the form, this is the secret, y'all. Pay attention. The secret is, when you fill it out, they're going to tell you what date do you want the start date to be. The start date has to be before a month or two before that the late payment occurred. Because if you do not do that, what happened is they're going to instantly put you in deferment and they're not going to retroactive it. So you want it to be retroactive. So all the late payments that occurred at that time comes off your student loans now. So now you back into the 800 or 700s now. So all them points that came down because your student loans, usually when they report it on the profile, it's about 5 to 10 accounts. So when you get one late payment on one, you get one late payment on every account. So, and the student loans start at 90 days. So now that's how you do that. Now I'm going to show you how to get into income driven. This is good because people's like, I don't want to pay my goddamn student loans. I'm gonna just avoid them. Why avoid them when they're going to catch up to you later? This is what you do. You call up the student loan providers. You say, you know what? I want to opt into an income driven repayment plan. Now this is a secret. Even if you're making a lot of money, the secret is when you call in for income driven repayment plan, they're going to tell you how much you make. But then this is a secret. What is your household size? Remember, you in a household size, you got your mom there, right? You got your pops there. You got your lady there. You got your brothers. You got your sister. Now that's probably about 5 people, right? If you got that cousin that's always staying over, you know that cousin that's always staying over, come over to play, every now and then start bringing a little bit of clothes. Before you know, his ass lived there. He live in a house too. He getting mail there. He lived there too. You add him on there too. Now guess what? Even if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, you're a public service worker now. Now you got 5 or 6 people living in your home. Guess what now? Now your payments go as low as $0. So I've seen people with student loan payment go as low as $0, and that counts. So for public service loan forgiveness, they require you to have 10 years of payments. So $0 count as payments. So if you do that for 10 years, now just say you had $200,000 or $300,000 in student loans, all of that is forgiven. So now you don't went to school and your federal student loans, you didn't pay anything because you used the system, you leveraged the system. So you basically went to school without paying your federal student loans. A lot of people are not going to tell you that. So that's why the system is there for us to design for us to get a better understanding of it, because it don't work in our favor. But that's why you need people like us, because we have the strategies. These are the strategies that's going to save more people money in their people are going to be able to keep more money in their pocket. These are the right strategies that's going to save you time, energy, and money. That money that you could have been using to pay off your student loans to get yourself in good standing, you are now using that to take care of your family and put that money back into something else that's going to generate you income. Why continue to suffer because you do not have the proper information? That's why information is key, y'all. I'm telling you, they say, yo, if you want to hide information from a person, put it in a book. Why? Because they never gonna go there. Well, guess what? This is an era where you guys are getting information because we got social media. Social media is the biggest tool right now. We got people overseas from third world countries becoming rich off of social media, y'all. Yep. I'm sure you see it, Bandman.
Yeah.
Third world countries, they getting rich. Even if they're using it the wrong way. Women are the most smartest right now in the industry because women know how to take advantage of everything. They taking advantage of social media. They running the plays. You got girls in third world countries, man, over here like this and that. But if you look in the background, you see them in the village. You're like, wait, what the hell? But they running up a bag because they know that the phone is a tool to leverage, and they're leveraging us. So why can't we leverage the social media and the tools and people like us that's giving information to get ahead in life? These are the things that we need to do, and they're not teaching us in school. So it's time for you guys to take action, man, because we give you information. And to have this type of conversation with me and him, we charge, Bandman, to have a one-on-one conversation with us, honestly, just a consultation, we charge over $5,000, right?
Right.
Even to get mentored by me and him, we charge over $20,000 to get mentored by me and him individual. So this information that we giving people right now is completely free, and we giving it because we in front of your platform, and we know that if we're in your platform, we got to give out the source, especially if somebody been spending all that time to sit here and watch us. We ain't going to waste their time.
Exactly.